Stream. The Vampire Stream. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. The Vampire Stream. Yeah, I am Blade. Welcome to another edition. Funny what you do pick up. What up, Fight World? We got to talk about it on the Vampire Stream. The creeps come out at night. Man, these blades come out at night. Yeah, man, we working. We gonna do some hot. Man, I'm feeling. I feel like we gonna be doing some hot seats. It's funny they go to other people's channel and complain about the hot seat. Like, why y'all care so much what we doing over here? You know. Never understood that. But fuck it. Hold on, we got 6 haters already. Listen, that's somebody on the playing around, because I just did a video about Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and Sergio Martinez rematch, and it had like 5. It had the same amount, so it's somebody with like 5 accounts. That don't. Listen, if people have time to do all that, you know who's winning. You know we killing. You know, that don't stop nothing. That don't stop. Like, trust me, these paychecks still spend the same. You know, 6 dislikes or not. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, but shout out to you for subscribing. The Vampire Stream. What's up? Let's talk about it. New media. We having fun, man. I see why they mad. They've been wrong all year. He was crying in there. Yeah. The Vampire Stream. Listen. Like I told y'all before, you got new media and you got old media. When are we going to establish a system for every time they're wrong? Because we've been on point. Or let's get a reward system. We need some rules. Like what? Like what is good? Like what is happening, man? Like what's popping? Like, I'm gonna show you why they mad. All year. Look, this is why they mad. All year we've been doing them like this, man. All year we've been getting it in. This is what, listen. Hey. So, Showtime Boxing on their verified page says #Wilder Fury, a three city press tour kicks off next week. Monday in London, Tuesday in New York City, and Wednesday in Los Angeles. So my question to you is, each and every time these dudes, these women, whoever, are continually wrong, I mean, what's the consequence? Like, you know, like what? I just don't get it. Hell no, I'm not going to London for a press tour. That's a 15-hour flight for one day. Hell no. I live in Cali. That's not. I'll go to LA. You know. Yeah, you got, man, when you travel as much as me, like for this work shit, you feel fortunate to be at home, you know? Like, I love traveling, but the overall process is pretty exhausting, you know? Like, if I was Floyd Mayweather, it wouldn't be that bad because he got a, you know, he got a G5 private jet and shit. He just hop on any time of the night, you know, get a pilot to charter a flight and go straight there, you know, don't take longer than necessary, land on a private airstrip or whatever, you know, whatever. I'm not there yet, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta fly on, like when I go to New York, I usually take JetBlue. Who do you guys, anybody travel from Cali to New York? I'm still trying to get my, you know, the best. JetBlue's cool because they got like the little USB plugs and stuff. Seats are pretty comfortable. I'm not taking none of them little, like, rinky-dink $30 final destination ass planes like Spirit. That's why they call it Spirit. Your ass finna be a ghost on that motherfucker. Hell nah. Yeah. Take a Spirit flight. La 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 la. Ba da ba da ba da bum ba. Dun 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 dun. Mentigo dun. You gonna be on that la bum? Hell nah, bro. Your ass gonna be a Spirit when they have to land in that Hudson River. When a drunk Denzel from Flight is flying your shit. Your spirit finna leave your fucking body. Denzel's like, yeah, all I had tequila and vodka with a little bit of coke. Like, why are you flying this plane? Nobody could have landed that plane like I did. I'm like, hell no, bro. Hey, Money 22, you're out of pocket. I'm not ASAP Rocky or none of the ASAPs. I don't even know what he was talking about. He said, yeah, man, we was banking. I was chunking them into prison. I had to hold my own and slipping on semen. I'm like, and I know some of you guys, yes, that's what I said. It's a video where ASAP Rocky was talking about he was in prison having to hold his own. And he says, yeah, we were just throwing them hands and slipping on semen. Like, what type of fight was you in? It's on my Instagram. Y'all be able to see it. I ain't no fight. I ain't never been in no fight like that. That's. Listen, if I have to slip on some nut, you know what I'm saying? You won. It is what it is. Like, I don't even have to fight. You beat me. I'll just take the blemish on my record. You know, I'll do a Victor Ortiz. I gotta quit that one. I ain't slipping on no damn semen. Whatever the fuck he was talking about. You beat me. You TBE, motherfucker. Like, I'm not. That's not no fight that I wanna. Like, you gotta just hold your own. Like, like, what happened, Ego? Motherfucker, I slipped. I think somebody came and shit, and I was trying to chunk him out. Fuck no. They got that yellow wet floor sign. That shit look crazy. He flying up like that when they got that wet floor sign. Hell no. Fuck you mean. Ain't no fight I want to be in. Like, you was fighting a girl? Nah, I was fighting a dude. Anyway, the Vampire Stream. I wouldn't have shared that story. Me, you know, even if it did happen, you know what I'm saying? It'd be one thing if you was like, yeah, there was blood on the ground, I slipped on the blood, and I was like, that sounds crazy. I wouldn't have shared that. I would have just say I slipped, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you what it was. Like, even if I did slip, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, you a forensic files ass? Like, you knew exactly what it was? Nah, bro. Anyway, I know something. Let's stop because I know y'all gonna start rumors and shit because you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. What does he mean? Ego said he slipped on semen. Like, no. So let's just stop. Listen. What happened? What happened? Listen. A lot of y'all listen to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, right? And y'all said this shit wasn't going down. What's popping? You know what I'm saying? In the words of Cameron, killer. Dipset. What's poppin', B? What happened? Showtime on the verified page announcing the fight. Remember I did that hot seat with that dude a couple nights ago on the Vampire stream. And the dude was trying to say, he said, yeah, what happened to the press conference? How come nobody showed up? I'm like, what you mean nobody showed up? And he was like, it was supposed to start. It was like on a Monday. And he was like, yeah, it was supposed to start today, like Monday or Tuesday. He was like, it's supposed to start today, and no one showed up. I'm like, where'd you get that from? And he was like, yeah, what's up with it? Where's the date and venue? Oh my God, another date and venue, motherfucker. Like, y'all just really, y'all just really be listening. Like, I can't follow no other man lead like that. You know, where a dude will say something. I'm not mad if you like listen to someone, or if someone's your confidant, like someone you entrust. But I can't just hear no man say no shit and then not interpret it and analyze it to see if it makes sense, and then just run with the shit. Y'all been letting Eddie Hearn, a person who has motive to not want to see Wilder Fury successful, motive to not want to see Wilder Fury actually happen, and y'all let him gas y'all up into believing that even though all parties involved with the fight who were going to make money from the fight were all saying the fight was going to happen, and now yet again, gang, new media, Ego's army, ego, boxing ego, whatever you want to call us, another one in the books for us, and another one bites the dust for y'all. You know, where all the people that said, oh yeah, what happened to the fight? Why can't you tell me the date and venue? Frank Warren said it was going to get announced in a week. Tell me the date and venue. I need a date and I was like, what are y'all doing all this date and venue for? A fight they're talking about happening October, November. Oh, actually, it was really November, December. Like, what's good? What's popping? Like, the fighters have enough time to be in training camp. Training camp 6-8 weeks, maybe 10 weeks for a long one. Like, what's the real rush? Where's the date and venue? Why won't Frank Warren tell us the date? You know, why? I need a date and venue. Like, motherfuckers acting like their life depending on hearing Frank Warren say a date and venue. I'm feeling a little woozy here. I need a date and venue for Wilder Fury. Like, what's wrong with you, blood? Like, why you need a date and venue right now that bad? Just please tell me what's taking so long. You know, well, do you guys have what you want? We got a date, December 1st. We got a venue, Staples Center, Los Angeles, California, home of LeBron James. Right? We got the press tour. Showtime Boxing on their verified page. Wilder Fury 3-city press tour kicks off next week, Monday in London, Tuesday in New York, Wednesday in Los Angeles. You know, I seen some people talk about some shit like, oh, where's the location? Like, are you media? Do you need, like, it's like after everything that comes out with this fight, typical, like, just random fans who first said the fight wasn't even gonna happen, they keep needing more detail. Like, motherfucker, why you need the venue if you ain't media and they're not gonna let you through the doors? Because you don't have credentials, because you're not medium and you're not popping. You're, you know your role. You're a fan. That's cool. But why do you need, oh, what time are they serving? What time is the luncheon? Why do you need all this? You know, real talk. Why do you need to know what they're serving for lunch if you're not going to be there and you don't have a credential to get there? You know, I'm sure everyone that needs to know is going to know how to get there. I haven't got the email yet, but usually for like credential approvals and stuff, they send it on like a Friday. You know, I wish they actually gave us a little bit more knowledge, like notice or whatever. Best boxing experts: number 1, Dan Rayfield; 2, Boxing Ego; and 3, Teddy Atlas. Okay. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, the bottom line is, what happened? All the people said the fight wasn't gonna happen. And I need more information. I don't believe it. And so and so is gonna pull out. Like I told you, there's a lot of money on the line, and I doubt they would be going through these great lengths just to lie to the public and, you know, stall them out. Yeah, we got to fight, and you know who's gonna go through it. Just, you know, it really reminds me. This has been a bad year for old media, because it reminds me of the $50 million stuff. You know, it really does. First of all, they say the email wasn't real. Wilder got on his Instagram and he was like, "Hey yo, Anthony Joshua's, so there's no miscommunication. I need you to check your email. I also sent it to Barry and Eddie Hearn. Check your email so we specific, so we could be Pacific." You know, he did this whole thing. They said he was lying. There's probably no email. There's no email. Right? Then Eddie Hearn confirms he got an email. Then Eddie Hearn threw out this like bait, and some of you casuals and old media ate it up. He did say the money's in the bag. Shout out to Jonathan Thomas. He said Eddie Hearn's, Joshua's, the money's in the bag. It's all there. You know, all this, they said the email was fake. Then Eddie Hearn confirms that he did receive an email. And see, listen, I'm going to tell you, that's why they call him Fast Talking Eddie, is because he'll start, okay, a 10-minute interview could be shortened if you cut out the filler. Eddie Hearn will be like, oh, you're making these faces. Oh, it's kind of weird. Normally you don't see a fighter send an email, you know, making all these faces like William Shatner and shit. You know what I mean? Why would a fighter send us an email? Like, you know, doing all these mannerisms and shit. Why would we got it from a guy in Alabama. Like, it's not that serious. He wanted to send the fucking email. You got an email. You know, like, that's all feel. You know, when I was like writing music and stuff. When I was writing music, that's what we call, like, when we listen to someone rapping, we be like, that was just filler. Like, you know, or even in a battle rap, that's just filler. Like, when someone's just saying something, like, you're just saying something to fill up the page, you know? Eddie Hearn's got a lot of filler. Like, instead of just jumping right into it, like, yeah, we got the email, this would have said, whoom, 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 whoom. Right? He says a lot of filler. Ben Ronan, be neutral. Get the fuck off my stream. You know, I'm being honest. And if you don't like that, then this is not the stream for you. Fuck out of here. These dudes be coming in trying to, like, I'm not changing for y'all. You know, especially when I know what I'm saying and I'm validating what I'm saying to at least express it to you guys. Come on, be neutral. There ain't no fucking neutral. It's what I see. You know, if I see this happening in boxing, I speak my mind. It's that simple. So instead of this whole fallacy of be neutral, like, how am I supposed to be neutral when the shit ain't neutral? You know, a lot of you motherfuckers be talking about this when race comes out. If I see a certain race being targeted by the police, and then I bring it up, and I'm like, yeah, man, there's a lot of innocent black lives being lost, police brutality that needs to be looked in, or Colin Kaepernick, you know, and I seen an alarming rate of African Americans particularly, and then minorities in general, black and brown people being targeted. You're talking about be neutral. You're pulling the race card. Now I'm not pulling the race card. I'm going off of what I see. Every time I turn on the fucking news, every time I log on to Facebook and see a story that got shared. So ain't no be neutral. Can't be no peace. Can't be no fucking neutral unless the shit is neutral. You know? So that's what that is. I'm gonna be honest. Fuck neutral. There ain't no neutral unless things are on neutral playing field. You know? They're not talking about deporting everybody. So if I want to talk about who they're talking about deporting, Muslims, Mexicans, shit like that, then that's what it is. Now, if Donald Trump and all these motherfuckers talking about deporting everybody, then I'll be neutral. You know, then I'll be neutral because everybody, you know, like Broner said, anybody can't get it. You get the fuck out of here with your one-sided views. Talk about world or wants to fight me. So yeah, I gotta get him. You up out of here. I'm not even reading the rest of what you just said. These dudes is so funny. Did the motherfucker just tell me to get the fuck out of my own stream? Like just really analyze it. Just no, listen. He just told me to get out of my own stream. Like I'm just finna disappear. Who gonna shut this shit off? What do you mean get out? How am I supposed to get out of my own stream? See, when I said it to you is because he was saying stupid shit. You can't just reverse that. You know what I'm saying? You get out of here. Yeah, okay. Let me get out of my own channel. That makes a lot of sense. These dudes be saying, like, when I said it to you, it made sense. I said, if you don't want to be here, if you don't like honesty, then you can leave, right? But he tried to reverse it on me, like this is Uno or some shit. Reverse, he just gave me a reverse card. You get out of here, god damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of my own stream that I'm conducting, that I'm hosting. Makes no sense. He said, yeah, ego, get out the stream. It's going to run itself. That's what I'm saying. Like, these dudes don't even think about what they say. They just say it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not the one, you know. I don't. Dudes be, I'm not the one. This ain't what you expect. This ain't Berto. Like Mike said, I'm talking to you how I want to talk to you. Y'all saying crazy stuff, then I'm going to say crazy shit. He's like, no, you get the fuck out. I'm sorry. I thought this was my own stream. Hey, Brian out of pocket. He said, I'm down for watching a chair and a mic. Laughing that's what it would be if I get the fuck out of my own stream. Like I said, these dudes, all I'm saying is this. Everybody's welcome to my channel. But if you start saying that dumb shit that you can't corroborate, then we got hot seats and different stuff for that. If you don't want honesty, if you don't... It's called Boxingego. It's not about being egotistical or none of that bullshit. That's not even how I got my name. But if you don't want to hear my stance, my views, my truths, boxing news, and, you know, everything that we provide here, then, you know, you act like you paid money, like this is like a college course and you're paying for this semester. You know what I'm saying? Like it's YouTube. It's not called UsTube, motherfucker. It's called YouTube. I'm here expressing how I feel on my channel. He's like, you get out with it, and then these dudes always be like, oh, with your one-sided. It's not listen, it's nothing to do with one-sided, because you're not proving what I'm saying wrong. You know what I mean? This game is funny. You're so biased. You're so one-sided. Then what the fuck are you? Because every time I say what I feel about Joshua and explain it, or whoever else, whoever happens to be the subject, and then I explain it, and you're advocating for the other side. So, and with no explanation. So what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? So if I'm like, hey, I think Joshua should fight Wilder or Fury next. Shut up. You're biased. Okay. You explain why he shouldn't fight Wilder or Fury next. No, shut up. You're biased. See, we're not playing that. I'm telling you why I feel the way I feel. Somebody said shooters clap the streamer. Hey, y'all violating. Why I gotta get clapped? They haven't even announced the fight, like, officially. Like, you know, if you go to Showtime, Instagram and shit. So, no, they haven't announced the undercard. Listen, you know, I mean, I guess it's a good thing. This is a sign of the anticipation of the fight, because y'all sure want to know some dates and venues and times and when tickets go on sales. Listen, I try to give you guys the latest and greatest up to the moment information. I don't know who's on the undercard in some of the situations. You know, I'm giving you guys the best information that I've received, that I've heard, etc. I don't know, you know, and it might be a matter of I don't know, because it's not even confirmed. Like, they don't even know. You get what I'm saying? Like how I'm unknown, they don't even have it set, locked in. You get what I'm saying? But from what I heard, the options, the dream card option was Tank Davis versus Abner Mares. Abner Mares kind of hinted that he might be coming back in December, but then I seen Tank. He said he was fighting, and then he later said that I'm not fighting anymore this year. So I don't really know. I don't know what's up with that. I've heard Keith Thurman might make his return. Speaking of Keith Thurman, this has been an abysmal year from him. You know, he like I just thought of it right now. Keith Thurman has been out since March of last year. Danny Garcia has fought twice since that point, right? Keith Thurman has fought nunts since that, no time since that fight. He was cleared, like they said his recovery would take 6 to 8 months. So technically he could have came back last year according to the reports that I read. And then they said he was coming back January. Then they said it was February. Then they said it was like March. Then they said it was April. And then it just like jumped and they said, oh, he's not coming back to August. Then they said he'd come back in September. Like, wow. Now they're talking about Wilder Fury. Bro, Keith, now that I think about it, man, he's been out as a champion for, even if he fights December 1st, that means that man's been out over a year. March to March was a year. Whenever the Garcia fight, March 5th. I don't know the exact date. March 5th to March 5th, you know what I mean? That would have been a year. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. That's like an 18-month layoff. 19-month layoff. That's not good. That's like a fraction of the time, like a good fraction of the time that Tyson Fury been out. How does this bum have 155,000 subs? All he talks is Hearn and Joshua. All promoters are the same. Yet you zero in on Hearn. Hashtag fake media. Yeah, I'm fake media, but I be traveling to the fights. Meanwhile, you have an MMA page called MMA Daily. Let's see what let's take a look. We're gonna do a channel review for y'all. I got time today. We'll see if he's a hater. He said, how does this bum have 155? So we're gonna see what you have. Damn, it won't even let me look you up. You such a bum. I can't even. I typed in your exact name and it didn't even come up. Damn, homie. So we'll see if he's hating. We'll see how he's doing. Hold on. Hey, this is unbelievable. Hold on. I think I made it. There must be a mistake. There must be a mistake. Let me try that again. Okay, you have 0 subscribers. No videos. Yeah. You have not, like, you talking about how does this bum have 155? You have nothing. Yeah, we have nothing to discuss. I thought you had some. I thought you were like an MMA channel that had actually put some work into your craft. Has this fool ever got an exclusive? Bro, you haven't even uploaded a video. What are you talking about? These motherfuckers is crazy. Has this fool ever got an exclusive? Have I got an exclusive? Motherfucker, have you ever uploaded a video? Have you got a view? This shit crazy. They be going at the dawn like this and ain't done shit. Bro, you can't win this one. You can't. Like, I'm a dawn. I put work in, whether you believe it or not. How the fuck? Listen, bro, I don't have to ether you. Just if you didn't like it, you should have left. Cause this is too easy. It's too easy, bro. You don't even come up in the search. That's what YouTube thinks about you. Here's what they think about you. I typed in MMA Daily. They brought up other MMA channels. That's how they value you. You don't even come up in the search. I tried to search for you. It was like finding Nemo. I couldn't find you. That's what YouTube, they said, fuck, they didn't even put you in the algorithm, my guy. And you trying to hate, has this bum ever got it? How does this bum have 155? You're not even in the algorithm. YouTube don't know you. We need GPS to find you. Come on, man. Tell them something, Joe. Joe, this is what you want. I'm not the one proclaiming to be sports media, because you can't. What you mean I'm not the one proclaim? You couldn't proclaim to be shit. I have a job. What do you do for a living? I know you have a job because YouTube is not it for you. We could, bro, you haven't, if your job was YouTube, then you would be fired because you have no uploads. You wanted this. I was going to leave you alone. You talk, I have a job. Yeah, I have a job too. It's get paid off of YouTube. Google cash me out every month. You like, how's this bum have 150? See, that's what happens when you talk to a Dawn. This is what I do. Motherfucker, how your name MMA Daily and you don't have no daily videos? What? Where they do that at? That's like me opening up a Burger King and we ain't got no burgers. Your name is MMA Daily. I was looking for boxing. I didn't see no MMA. I didn't see Conor McGregor. You have nothing. How are you MMA Daily? Where does your job to? You asked for this. Has this bum ever got an exclusive? Okay. What do you do for a living? And don't lie too, because I'm going to call up there and I'm going to ask for you. I'm like, is MMA Daily working here? We've never heard of him. Neither has YouTube. That motherfucker ain't got no uploads. I have a regular job, like a real person. They want to hate so bad, yo. Yeah, show your IG. What's your IG? I want to see you in that Carl's Jr. outfit, motherfucker. I want to see, and I'm coming to get a Western bacon. Don't try to spit in my shit. They got cameras. Where are you at? How's your name MMA Daily and you ain't got one video up? I'm gonna call your job, man. Cause I be getting from Carl's Jr. I be getting the fried zucchini. I'm telling them you didn't give me that buttermilk house sauce. So you get written up. See, you can't call my job and get me written up, cause I'm my own boss. I could get you written up. I'm gonna say, yeah, man, he didn't have that house, that buttermilk ranch, and I ordered like 30 fried zucchinis. You know what I'm saying? No napkins. He was rude at the drive-thru. Where you work? Where's your Instagram? Let me check your life. Where you at, MMA Daily, with no daily uploads? Someone said you a daily bum. Hey, I wasn't even trying to go in on him, but he kept talking. Okay. This is what happens when you try to heckle the comedian. You see how he just disappeared? Just like his uploads. Goose egg, where you at? You wanted this. You wanted the attention. We giving you the attention you want. This is what you want, right? You want to get noticed? Yeah. We'll see you get noticed. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh. You getting noticed like Carrie with the pig's blood. They're all gonna laugh at you. We're gonna give you what you want. MMA Day, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Motherfucker talking about MMA Daily. Has he got an exclusive? Where's your exclusive? You got an exclusive with Casper. You ain't got shit on your page. You're like, hey, Casper, what did you think about Joshua Povetkin? There's your exclusive. Hey, shooters, get him out. He done. He toast. He tried to go at Eddie Murphy Raw. Eddie Murphy Delirious. See, I'm just going to brush my hair like Broner. Y'all keep playing around. Let's play the dozens. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of cool people. Like, Ellie's cool. You know, he probably ain't gonna go in. This ain't Ellie. This ain't Berto. Let's play the dozens. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. We can play. We'll see, you know. Doghouse rounds. We'll see who got the best jokes. Who got the best roasts. Someone said MMA Daily. Oh my gosh. Eagle Army, they riding on you, bro. He said MMA Daily stands for Missing Media Always Daily. Wow. Hey, give it up to It's Cursor. Y'all putting your own MMA acronyms in here. He said Missing Media Always. Wow. And then he gonna ask if I got an exclusive. Hey, do we have any shooters? He gotta go, bro. I don't even want him. I mean, he gonna cry in the car. Do we have any shooters? Eagles Army, it's a cold thing. This what happens. They be coming in trying to stunt. And Eagle Army, you would get rolled up. That shit's funny. He said, Missing Media Always Daily. That's his page. Go look at his page before he get blocked. He ain't got no uploads. That shit look like computer paper. I was like, where's his shit? He calling me a bum and asking where my... That shit look like straight up computer paper. Just white. It was a white screen. I'm like, where the videos at? I thought you was doing it. Because it said MMA Daily. No, I'm just saying because it said MMA Daily. So I was expecting at least, you know, you went hard for a week or something before you come at the dawn. But, hey... And there's hella shit going on in MMA too. Tyron Woodley just fought Conor McGregor. You know, had a hell of a press conference. Like, motherfucker, you ain't got nothing. You just gonna let everything go by, and then ask if I got exclusives. Boy, if you don't, hold on, let me get him out of here. Like, we gotta keep this rolling. That might be the weebity. That might be slaving. I don't know, but you see how they said, I have a job. Yeah, keep that. You don't need that because on YouTube, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? You can't, how you, the motherfucker trying to get the Guinness World Record. He trying to have the first successful YouTube, a viewless YouTube, you know, the first successful YouTube channel with no views. They don't just hand out silver play buttons with no views. Wow, he said my dude gave YouTube an IOU. I'm done. He has a daily job. Hey, y'all violate right now. Weebity. Motherfuckers. See, this is what I never understood about haters. How you gonna talk about someone who has more than what you have? Yo, have you ever done an exclusive? First of all, you shouldn't even have to ask the question if you've been on my channel. Second of all, where your content? Motherfucker had the first contentless YouTube channel. Fuck out of here. Jason Williams. You're in the hot seat. Ego, can you name one positive thing that you've said about Anthony Joshua? Yeah. I said that he had a good performance against Klitschko. You know, it was a fun fight. It was a good fight. A good learning experience. You know? So, boom. Now you're in the hot seat. So, name something I've ever said about Joshua that was unwarranted. Like an unwarranted. Because you just asked me a question. I just answered it. So now you answer my question. Name something I've ever said about Anthony Joshua that was like an undeserved, like I was way off the mark. You know, it made no sense to suggest what I suggested or what I said. Jason Williams. Ain't he in jail? Ain't that the basketball player in jail? But anyway, whatever. These dudes don't even be hating, all right? Can you name one thing you've said about him? I've said a lot of good things about Anthony Joshua. You very consistently accuse him of ducking Wilder. Okay, so you think he wants to fight Wilder? You think he wants to fight Wilder? Why didn't he fight Wilder instead of Povetkin just recently? Now we're getting somewhere. So you said I very consistently. All I do is respond to what's been said by his team. So it sounds like you disagree. So what energy did he put towards making the Wilder fight instead of Povetkin? Why did he turn down $50 million? You're up. Ego, didn't you get bodied by a caller on Deontay's show last week? Strike one. I'll give you a bonus round. Anybody who has the Deontay doesn't delete his videos. You see how they switch the subject? If I got bodied by a caller, that's news to me because the show's still up. You know what I'm saying? And even if that did happen, which it didn't happen, what does that have to do with the question? So, yeah. Okay, so now get back to the question. You talking about another person's show that nobody heard me get bodied, but okay. Why did he turn down the $50 million? We waiting. You got one more response because the first one was stupid. Good luck. Strange Deranged already ready to give you that L. That's what I'm saying. You know, the bottom line is the Dante's show is still up. So you guys have at it. Go listen to it and tell me when I got bodied by anybody on that show. You know, because me and Dante was already on in unison, new media. Like we had similar thoughts. So like what caller bodied me? So I don't even have to explain that. The video's still up. Is Hearn more than Joshua himself? Why hate on get him out of here? He refuses. I asked him about the $50 million and I asked him why he didn't fight Wilder instead of Povetkin. That's a L. Just get him out. Do we have any shooters? I don't know. Shooters, announce yourself if you're in here. Jason Williams is done for it. He said, you've consistently bothered Joshua. He said, fuck you. Okay. You got me. Fuck you. Hold on. Let me get Jason Williams up out of here. Thank you for playing. He was crying in there. Oh my gosh. That was easy. See how they don't answer any of the questions? See how I answer his questions. He said, Ego, have you ever said anything good about Joshua? Name one thing you've said good about Joshua. I answered his question, and then I asked my question. He asked me questions. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. He called you gay. He was saying a lot of speculation. He said I'm gay. He said a caller bodied me. All shit that nobody believes. You know, that shit. But listen, what is like these statements have to do with anything? Like, you know, what does the statement have to do with you answering the question? Nobody like, you know, this shit is not. It's not even. It's just a way out of it. It's a way. Fuck you. What does that have to do with anything? I'm asking you a question about the 50 mil and you say fuck you. You know who won that. New media. He mad at life. Yeah, exactly. Anytime they gotta do all that, you know who's winning. Fuck you, you're a bitch, you're gay. It's all the same. Like, okay. But yet and still, they still don't answer the question. Brian, has the WBC, the answer to your question, Jesse Vargas versus Thomas Delorme in Chicago in October is now for the WBC silver belt. So that means there's a strong possibility in 2019 the WBC could order the winner of Vargas versus Delorme to fight Sean Porter. You know, there's too many belts in boxing, in my opinion. You know, that's just what it is. Like, you have 1,000 WBA champions in each division. You got the WBC silver, the WBA interim, the regular WBC, the WB frog belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, after these messages, we'll be right back. Like, the fuck? Too many belts, man. And the thing is, I'm not doing no hot seats. These people aren't talking about nothing. The thing about all these belts and all this stuff is like, Errol Spence had been on people's helmets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he been like this game is so crooked, you know. Guys like Errol Spence, he keeps telling you he wants to fight top quality guys, top shelf names. He's really seeking that. But if things keep getting his way, people keep getting injured, people keep saying, like, it's always something. Like, listen, I'm going to tell you guys some cold hard facts. Keith Thurman, when he was champion and he wasn't as injured, you know, he did interviews like on DBN, Dante's Boxing Nation, and he was saying when Floyd, this is years ago, when Floyd was suggesting, when Keith Thurman was trying to go after Floyd, and he didn't really have any fights at that time to justify that. Like, he wasn't like a huge draw to really be calling out Floyd. I'm not saying it wouldn't have been a good fight, but he was fighting the likes of Leonard Bundu and Julio Diaz. It was before the Sean Porter fight and before Danny Garcia fight. So, you know, calling out Floyd, you probably weren't going to get it off of that. Floyd's the A side. He's looking for big events. Whoom, whoom, whoom. So, in the midst of calling out Floyd, Keith Thurman was seeking Floyd. Floyd made the suggestion, oh, yeah, you know, I do big fights or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you what. Keith Thurman fight this guy right here, Errol Spence. If he fight Errol Spence, I think that's a hell of a fight, Errol Spence. And then we'll talk. You know, he said something like that. So basically, he said Keith Thurman, a good fight for him would be Errol Spence right now. Errol Spence had been calling out Keith Thurman before that. He man down. He wanted to see it. This was before Spence even fought Kell Brook. Keith Thurman told Dante's Boxing Nation that Spence is like wet behind the ears. He's green because he didn't have a marquee name on his resume. Even though Keith Thurman didn't really, you know, his marquee name, I guess, was Diego Chavez, but he had like an interim title that they later elevated to the real title. You know, the WBA was, I believe, an interim title. Because, yeah, I think Paulie Malignaggi had the real version. I think this is, you know, I'm going back a little bit, but I think Paulie Malignaggi was the real champion. Then he lost to Broner, and then Paulie's his mandatory was Diego Chavez. Keith Thurman ended up fighting Diego Chavez, having a war with him, stopping him to the body for the WBA interim. But then later on, it was just he was elevated to the full champion, right? Keith Thurman, he basically fronted off Errol Spence then, saying he's wet behind the ears. He needs to do something. He got to do more to earn a shot, you know. And he was even comparing his early career to Spence, saying like, hey, I was calling out Floyd in my first pro debut on HBO, you know, or not pro debut, but my HBO debut. I called out Floyd. I was calling out big dogs, and they didn't give it to me, you know. They didn't give me those fights. So Errol Spence got to wait in rotation. He got to get a belt, right? This is what guys say. And then when Errol Spence later down fought every eliminator, every level up he needed to, you know, beat Chris Algieri, knocked him out, something Ruslan Provodnikov and Manny Pacquiao couldn't do, you know, and among everyone else that Chris Algieri fought, like Emmanuel Taylor or something, right? He knocked him out impressively, fought eliminator like the Bundu fight, did good ratings because it was right after the Olympics, did like 6 million. Immediately following the Rio Olympics 2016, I think it was. This is just all off the top of the dome. Then he finally, Kell Brook was like kind of making excuses also to not fight Errol Spence. You guys got to do the history. I'm telling you, like, kind of a chronological order. Kell Brook was calling Errol Spence the new Jeff Lacy. He was like, basically, nobody's knowing him in me weight, and I want me big fight, and, you know, Manny Pacquiao, and Amir don't want it with me. You know, he was saying all this stuff. He's the new Jeff Lacy. No one really knows him in America. I'm searching for Amir Khan and Pacquiao and Floyd. I want the big fights. La 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 la. Then Kell Brook ended up fighting Triple G, getting stopped. Then the pressure was on Kell Brook to fight Spence, because now if he would have just went to 54, it would have looked like he was ducking Errol Spence. So he manned up and fought Errol Spence. Good fight. And then he got stopped in that fight as well. Two back-to-back losses. Fast forward past that. Now Keith Thurman unified with Danny Garcia. Spence has still been a champion, you know, and been gunning for the... Now Keith Thurman has a different reason why he's not fighting Spence. He was like, yeah, I got elbow spurs and I was injured and this and that. So we just went from Keith Thurman saying that Spence is basically has to do more to get a shot. Then Spence does more and gets a belt, and now he wants to unify. Keith Thurman unifies and fights with a bad elbow, supposedly, and beats Danny Garcia, gets surgery. They say he can come back later that year. You know, he says that the injury took more like a year. Meanwhile, he gets married. We see him in like Thailand or somewhere, wherever the fuck. He think he Deontay, you know what I'm saying? He in Thailand or wherever the fuck he was, you know. Like in all these exotic Tokyos and shit, playing the flute and, you know, Bridge on the River Kwai, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? He go to Narnia reading Sun Tzu books or whatever, you know, whatever he's doing. That's cool. You got married. That's cool. Congrats. You went to Narnia. You know, Neverland, seen Peter Pan, all that. That's cool. Then people think you're coming back, and then you're just like, where has it been? So it's like Errol Spence ain't getting his just due. That, you know, I said all that to say this. Like, Keith Thurman, first he put him on the back burner, said he got to do something. Then he does something. Then Keith Thurman's not ready. Okay, what about Danny Garcia? Danny Garcia fights, you know, Brandon Rios, loses. You know, no one's looking at Errol Spence like that. Amir Khan calls him out. And then Amir Khan ends up fighting a guy with the cooking channel, Phil LaGreco. Facts. Phil LaGreco has like delicious hors d'oeuvres and like, you know, different things he cooks on YouTube. Tries out food, like Man vs. Food or something on YouTube. Amir Khan called him out, and then that's who you fight. And then he fights Samuel Vargas, Errol Spence's leftovers, but not Errol Spence. Phil LaGreco is Errol Spence leftovers, but not Errol Spence. This is after, like, nobody told Amir Khan to call out Errol Spence. He just did that on his own. Like, people are like, no, you shouldn't fight Errol Spence. Like, from what I've seen, I'm just being real. I'm keeping it a buck. You know, people, from what I've seen in comment sections and stuff, people are like, nah, you got knocked out by Canelo. You shouldn't be targeting Errol Spence. But Khan did it on his own. He's the one that brought up Errol Spence. But then you're fighting Errol Spence's leftovers, Phil LaGreco and Samuel Vargas, two guys that Errol Spence stopped, rather than fighting Errol Spence. You know? So that doesn't make sense. Then he kind of struggles with Samuel Vargas. He didn't look sharp. I haven't heard Khan say anything about fighting Errol Spence. Danny Garcia just lost. So, you know, he's trying to process a second loss in you know, a year and a half's time. And then now this Jesse Vargas thing, for kind of a mediocre fight on the same night as Conor McGregor's return, the WBC is making it for a version of the belt. So my fear is that's not, you know, like Sean Porter fought for silver titles too. But to me, I think Sean Porter beating Andre Berto and Adrian Granados were more formidable for like if you're going to do like these secondary belts. Jesse Vargas, if he beats Thomas Delorme, I don't think that's really worthy of that, you know, that win alone. So Jesse Vargas just came off a draw. Everything I'm saying is fact. Jesse Vargas just came off a draw with Adrian Broner. I actually thought Broner beat him. I was at the fight. Good fight, close fight. Maybe I'll watch it again. But off of the first impression, I had Broner winning slightly, right? But, you know, it was a close fight. Maybe it could have won either way. I got to watch it again. Either way, it was scored a draw, fine. You know, but neither guy gets a L, a full L. And he's immediately in some version of a title picture now, you know? So that DAZN money must be cool, because I don't see how this became elevated to a WBC silver fight. I really don't. You know, Thomas Delorme, he was signed with Mayweather Promotions. He didn't really, you know, you didn't really hear much about him when he was with Mayweather Promotions. In fact, they said he was driving Ubers in Las Vegas. So when I was like covering Ward Kovalev, I don't know, maybe he picked me up. I don't know. I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Vegas, you know, you just have a drink. You're not looking, staring at the Uber driver. You know, you just see the little ratings and the little face. It might have said Thomas. I don't know. But anyway, they said he was driving Ubers. He wasn't really getting much fights. Terrence Crawford stopped him. Luis Carlos Abregu stopped him. And then I think he lost to you guys too, right? And then now he's in the title shot. So he went from, you know, losing to Abregu. This is, you know, I'm consolidating, but he just hasn't done much recently to, you know. And then Jesse Vargas, like I said, good fighter, veteran, fought, you know, he's down to fight anybody. So I'm not hating, I'm not mad. Like I actually, I just don't see how it's a title fight. That's the simple way to put it. I don't see how that, like I told you guys, DAZN this is the funny thing with DAZN too. DAZN keeps raving about how they have $1 billion, but I don't see the $1 billion type of fights being made. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, even though it's going to be on DAZN, Demetrius Andrade, I don't really count that with Billy Joe Saunders as a DAZN, DAZN didn't really conjure that fight. The WBO, which Billy Joe Saunders is the champion at middleweight with the WBO belt, they told him he has to fight Demetrius Andrade. So if you don't do it, then you run the risk of being stripped if you can't get some kind of exemption for, you know, I don't know why he would be able to get exemption because he's not hurt or nothing, you know. So he had to fight Andrade. So yes, it's going to be on DAZN, but I don't really feel DAZN manifested that fight. If anybody, the WBO sanctioned the fight and ordered the fight. So you kind of have to either lose your ranking by not making the fight for Andrade. He would lose his ranking and they would just go down the list, or Billy Joe Saunders runs the risk of getting stripped, you know. But it's weird to me that DAZN, for all the money they said they have to play with, you offered Broner an offer that he laughed at. You know, no top fighters from Heyman that are free agents have publicly signed yet. I haven't heard of Mikey Garcia signed into Hearn yet. I haven't heard of Broner, Charlo, either one. If anything, the Charlos just did their own promotional company. So I think that might be an indication. They got Lions Only Promotions. Shout out to them. Shout out to H-Town. That might be an indication that they're not going to sign to him. Because why would you sign? Why would you create your own LLC imprint, Lions Only Promotion, if you're about to sign to the next man? You know, Errol Spence, same thing. He got Man Down Promotions, right? So it's weird. Like, who's DAZN really signed? They signed Usyk, who's a talented fighter. Not really like a household. He's not like a blockbuster fighter. He's just very skilled and a very good boxer, you know. So I'm still waiting to see the Conor McGregor type of personality where you see that spark and they're ready made for TV type shit, you know. Like I just don't, like I said, even a Broner, you guys can say whatever you want about Broner. Broner would be, if they could land and lasso a Broner, which doesn't look like it, but they need someone like that. Because even Joshua, he's a real good fighter, but he doesn't really have much of the spark. Yeah, Usyk has to learn English. I agree with that. That would be, or if he knows it, like, you know, start speaking in it. And like, it looks like him in his native tongue when he's with Vodstick and Lomachenko, it looks like they joke around and have fun, but you have to be able to translate that to the audience. that's not, you know, from Ukraine or doesn't speak Russian or whatever, you know. So people aren't really, people know he's a good fighter for what he does in the ring when he laces them up, but people don't really know, like Usyk, you can't just listen to his story in English without subtitles that I've seen to build him up. You know, and it works for some people like Canelo, but I think Canelo's just kind of different because, you know, just the way he looks, the red hair, being built on Floyd Mayweather undercards, then fighting Floyd, you know, it's just a different experience. But it's weird, like I said, for DAZN, all the money that they were, you know, came out the gate saying that they have, and they're trying to make Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. versus Sergio Martinez Part 2. Like, I just don't see, I don't see that being, I don't know. We'll see if they make it. I just don't see that being desired. Both of them are coming off of embarrassing performances, you know, not their best work. And then on top of that, Sergio Martinez is 43. On top of that, he was nursing injuries. So people are even saying like, oh, does Sergio need the money? You know, he hasn't fought in 4.5 years, like 4+ years. So, you know, I just don't see that being a fight that gets people going. I really don't. And then even when you look at the first fight was not competitive. Despite all of the drama in the 12th round, the fight was very easy to score and very one-sided up until that point. I watched it. I remember me and my brother ordered it. Or my brother ordered it, but me and my brother watched it. No, Sergio does. That's what Mason Burrell. That's the thing about it. He said, man, Sergio Martinez still fights. That's the thing about it. He doesn't still fight. He hasn't fought in 4.5 years. That's what makes it worse, because he hasn't been active, you know. Not too many. Even Floyd Mayweather don't do that. Mayweather has never, that I remember, taken 4.5 years off and then came back. He might have took 2 or close to 2, but shout out to Purple Cloud Beats super chat, $2 super chat. Ego, your videos got me through a lot. Salute. You know, that's what I'm here for. It's funny, we have fun with the trolls and the hot seats and stuff, but we get down to business too. You know, I appreciate the great fans that we have, and you know, the support. We just on to better things. Y'all want me to go to Wilder Fury in LA, get some coverage, or just do lives and shit from the house? Let me know. Y'all want me to go to LA, talk to that man Wilder and Fury? But yeah, it's just weird to me for like DAZN, all the money they, you know, boast about, and then Jesse Vargas versus Broner 2 would have been bigger. Or my idea was this: since you're fighting in a new venue in Chicago, fight Adrian Granados, who's from Chicago, who after his last fight with Javier Fortuna, you know, it ended kind of weird. So I think he deserves another opportunity at a nice sized paycheck, because the fight ended really weird with Fortuna. Fortuna like slid. I was at that fight. You know, he kind of like slid out the ring and shit. But instead, you put Thomas Delorme, who, like, he's coming off a loss, isn't he? Didn't he lose to Ugas? Isn't that his last fight? Let me look it up. I know I'm not crazy. It's 24-3, 2 knockouts. Fighting Jesse Vargas. Yeah, he fought Ugas and he lost a 10-rounder. Yep. Just so you guys can see. So you know there's no... Damn, big ass window. Look, this is Thomas Delorme recently. He fought Ugas and lost. He beat Brian Jones, Jesus Granola, or whoever that is. And then he lost to Terrence Crawford before that. So the last person of note that he beat was Hank Lundy via split decision. You know, and that was in 2014. Wow. Wow, the last notable guy he beat was in 2014. Hank Lundy is the only person on here that I see that whose name I know that he beat. Because in 2015 he fought Terrence Crawford, and then in 2016 he fought one time against Jesus Garula, Jason Derulo, or whoever that is. And then he fought in 2017 against Brian Jones, who had a record of 14-6 at a catchweight. And then he lost to Ugas on the Mayweather-McGregor fight card or fight week. You know, so I don't see how that's a, you know, I don't really see how that's a fight for a title, you know, a version of the title to become Sean Porter's mandatory. I just don't see it. I don't know. I don't know the criteria or whatever. That's not my job. Like Mac Dre would say, that's not my job. The Vampire Stream. He said, man, I'm over here like no Vampire Stream. Damn notification didn't even go off. Yeah, they be hating. Make sure y'all smash the like button. I don't know about Tank's next fight. I don't know if he's fighting this year or, you know, we have to wait and see. Granados was too big for Fortuna. Yeah, he was moving up in weight. Okay with the Mac Dre. I'm from the Bay. That's not my job. Make sure y'all smash the like button. The Vampire Stream. AJ versus Wilder. If Wilder gets past, he got past Luis Ortiz. If he gets past Tyson Fury, then I'm really picking him. And you know, the funny thing is this. I think Tyson Fury, you know, I think he's a harder fight than Joshua, to be honest. Styles make fights. You know, we've already seen Wilder in with a technical guy. Like Joshua's a good fighter, but I think he's a sucker for that right hand. You know, I don't know. I just ever since the fight was like kind of in talks, I really see Wilder winning. But see, this is the thing about me. I'm a true boxing fan. I don't care who wins. Like, you know, I'm not like, my thing is this. Despite, even if I want someone to win, I'm not content unless I see the fight. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I would never put myself before boxing. Like, I want to see it because boxing is that type of sport where guys you think were going to get knocked out don't get knocked out. Guy you thought had no shot had a shot and beat the other guy and did it easily. You're like, what the fuck? You know, fights that you think were going to be crazy wars don't turn out to be crazy. Like Ruslan Provodnikov versus Lucas Matisse. I thought that was going to be like this mega, like somebody's head's going to explode type of fight. But in all actuality, a fight that I underrated, like going into it, was Lucas Matisse and John Molina. I'm like, John Molina at the time was moving up in weight to Lucas Matisse's division. And at the time, he got knocked out by Antonio DeMarco in one round. And then Broner later knocked out DeMarco. So when I seen that, I'm like, damn, John Molina's moving up in weight. You know, Matisse lost to Danny Garcia, but still, Matisse was still, you know, he held his own. You know, he didn't do horrible versus Danny Garcia. So I'm like, man, that's not even, and that turned out to be a fight of the year type. I thought, like, go watch the two fights. Lucas Matisse versus John Molina Jr. was a more action-packed fight than Lucas Matisse versus Ruslan Provodnikov. But now, in hindsight, it makes sense. Boxing's weird like that. The reason being is because Lucas Matisse and Ruslan Provodnikov, You know, Ruslan is like a tank, and he just keeps coming forward with detonating power. So usually in matches like that, the person who can box better turns into more of a boxer. You know, I mean, that's just what happens. Like, we both got power and shit, but I can box better than you, so I'm about to play the boxer. Shout out to Myron Dinner, $2 super chat, thank you. Al Heyman the GOAT, best undercard in years. Well, it's not set in stone, so we got to see what's popping for the undercard. I don't know what is actually gonna make it to the final cut, so we'll have to see. But I mean, either way, Al Heyman's shitting on the game. Like, let's talk about it. Showtime Boxing is myrtleizing HBO right now. Straight up. It's not even up for debate at this point. I'm not talking about Ballers and Insecure and LeBron Show. I'm talking about boxing for boxing, premium network versus premium network. You know, it's like not even comparable. I'm not doing no hot seats. These dudes and whoever, they're all bums, a bunch of wooden tops. I'm not doing it because they're not talking about anything. Like, listen, when I get a cool flow where we just vibing out, I'm not really worried about that, to be honest. We just vibing out, you know. I can't keep stopping the train for stupid shit. That's what they want, I'm telling you. Wilder Ortiz was better than Canelo Triple G. You know what? Those are both good fights, but you know, it was good to see a heavyweight fight have that suspense, ups and downs and shit. There was knockdowns, and you know, it was good. Ortiz versus Maidana, that's a classic. I don't know, dude. I think I'm too young to be getting beat up like this. A lot of people didn't know about Maidana then. They knew about him after that. But listen, let's talk about it. Showtime Boxing. I don't even know what the undercard is going to be, but it doesn't matter. Do you guys, I don't know if you guys checked the video. WBC champion at light heavyweight Adonis Superman Stevenson versus Alexander Povetkin, December 1st, the same day as Wilder Fury. Like, they are really trying to end HBO. That's a good fight. And they did this with a similar thing with Gary Russell Jr. They had Gary Russell Jr. versus Joseph Jojo Diaz, which was a Heyman fighter fighting his mandatory, a Golden Boy fighter. And then it was on the same night, split site, as Badu Jack and Adonis Stevenson. Now you got Adonis Stevenson fighting his WBC light heavyweight mandatory, Povetkin, who's stepping up. You know, Povetkin is a good fighter, but he's never fought someone that we've seen as a pro as good as Adonis Stevenson. They're doing that on the same night as Wilder Fury. That's crazy. And then on top of that, they might try to load up the Wilder Fury undercard. So what they're doing is, in Canada, because it's a different time zone. Anybody from Canada here right now? What time is it in Canada? Somebody look it up. I don't know if I have it on my world clock. Anybody have Canada times? Somebody check the time in Canada. Whose chin is suspect? Whose chin is suspect? Either way, you know, they're trying to do, Canada's in a different time zone. They're trying to do an early, bring the main event on early, Adonis Stevenson versus #1 mandatory, Alexander Povetkin. That's a good ass fight. I like that, you know, and it satisfies mandatory. You know, you gotta give it up to Adonis Stevenson. Like, see, on my channel we keep it transparent and, you know, keep it even. A lot of people gave shit to Stevenson, rightfully so, because the Kovalev fight never happened. You let Andre Ward come from a smaller division and fight Kovalev 2 times, and between Kovalev, and it's not just Adonis' fault, you know, they both share responsibility, because Adonis left HBO at the time instead of like staying, but then there was a purse bid later down the line where Main Events, Kovalev's promoter, pulled out of the purse bid. So as far as I'm concerned, they both are shared to blame. But bottom line is fans blame Adonis Stevenson for not fighting, you know, the people at light heavyweight that we think he should have fought. But in 1 year, he just fought, because he's 40, he just fought Badu Jack, and now he's fighting Vodstick, who's undefeated, good knockout ratio. He's from the Ukraine, friends with Lomachenko, friends with Usyk, and they fight slightly different, but they all have like little mannerisms and subtle things that are similar. That's a good ass fight. So you actually got to give Adonis Stevenson credit. See, a lot of people, they want to place you in like a paradox, like a bubble, and keep you there no matter what you do. Like Wilder, they want to keep saying no matter who he's fighting, like he could knock out Tyson Fury, and they're gonna be like 41 fights, 41 bums, you know, acting like he didn't fight Luis Ortiz, not a bum, acting like he didn't fight Tyson Fury. When Andre Ward was inactive for various reasons, you know, the Goosen lawsuit and injuries, they said he was inactive Ward. But even when he came back and he was fighting Sullivan Barrera, then he had a second fight that year against Alexander Brand, and he was about to have a third fight with Kovalev at the end of the year, they still were calling him inactive Ward. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a person that's a realist. Adonis Stevenson, over the years, you know, he wasn't necessarily fighting he was fighting Fonfara second time. He fought, who else did he fight? Thomas Top Dog Williams, you know, but he didn't fight Ward or Kovalev. But his last two fights, that's on point. You know, Vodstick is undefeated, and Badu Jack, he's, in my opinion, you could say he's even once beaten, because some of his other ones that were draws shouldn't even been drawn. Like, he should have won those. So, but anyway, Showtime's killing. So they're trying to put the Adonis Stevenson versus #1 mandatory Alexander Vodstick in like at a daytime, like earlier slot, and then on regular Showtime, and then the Showtime pay-per-view is going to carry Wilder Fury plus whatever's on the undercard. You know, good fights, man. HBO's not doing nothing like that. They're not having no major card after card. That's crazy. Badu Jack got to start killing these guys to prevent getting robbed. Yeah, I thought he beat Stevenson, but I don't know, something about it. Like, I guess he has to get off a better start. You know what I'm saying? Because in the James DeGale fight and in the fight with Stevenson, he got off to a slower start. But I still think, even with the slower start, I think he did enough to win. So he just has to win, I guess, maybe a few of the early rounds more convincingly, and like get his engines going while staying safe, you know. And then I think he'll be in better shape, because if he had more like definitive rounds 1 through 5, then it would be like blatant robbery if they don't give it to him, because he's going crazy and going ham and knocking these dudes down or almost knocking them out and all types of shit. So, you know, I don't know what it is, how he could start his engine earlier, but that's what he's gonna have to figure out a way. You know, just do like Golovkin, just jab them like for the whole first round to make sure you won that. Just pss, 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 you know, and just jab, and to the point where the guy's not landing nothing and you just jabbing and you clearly won round 1. I don't know, but he's wrecking guys in that second half, you know, when he gets his engines going. Hey, no yawning. I'm sorry. I'm human. But this is the Vampire Stream. Anyway, that's a Vampire Stream. I'm about to get out of here. I kind of covered everything that I needed to. So, just so you guys know, Wilder Fury press tour starts next week. October 1st, I believe, is the first date. And that's great news for boxing fans. Wilder Fury 3-city press tour kicks off next week. I can't wait to hear what these guys are saying. Monday in London, Tuesday, I believe October 2nd in New York, and then October 3rd, Wednesday in Los Angeles. So that's the one I'll probably be at. 'Cause but what happened? Listen, what happened to all these guys that are saying the fight wasn't gonna happen? Like Eddie Hearn. You know, Eddie Hearn. See, this shit is crazy, man. It's like how, like, I know I'm not a promoter, but I really feel like my channel would be hurting if every time I did an ego rumor mill, every time I came out with a piece of news, it was like it came out that I said the wrong shit. And like I said, oh, this fight, not saying like Stevenson's fighting Vodstick and then someone gets injured and pulls out or something like that. But if I was constantly delivering a narrative or saying, oh, this is a picture of Canelo, ego Weight Watchers, he just took this today, and then y'all found out that it was a picture of him from the Mayweather fight and it wasn't from today, and then that's what I dressed it up at. You know, if I did these things, I feel like y'all would be like, no one would watch the channel. But somehow these trainers and promoters be saying whatever, and then still some kind of way people believe everything that they say. So it's weird. It's like a denial thing or something. I don't think people really believe it. Like they just want to believe or something, because Eddie Hearn has been wrong like almost every step of the way as it pertains to Wilder, right? He says Wilder needs to fight Dillian Whyte to up his UK profile. Wilder goes to Northern Ireland, still considered part of the UK if I'm not mistaken. You know, it's definitely not America. And people knew who he was. People knew who he was without any issue. You know, he needs to build his UK profile and fight Dillian Whyte. Yet every question about Wilder from UK media at UK Media Week, you know, media workouts and shit, fight week, they're asked, there's not, name one event that Joshua did like media week for Povetkin and you didn't hear no Wilder question. You know, name his last couple post fights where you didn't hear Wilder come up. Somebody didn't bring it up. The host, somebody, him, like, so it's like, what are we talking about? I thought Wilder needed to up his UK profile. He hasn't fought no one. He didn't even come. Remember Eddie Hearn also. See, it's just so many. It's so many things, right? Eddie Hearn was saying that Wilder has a huge missed opportunity because he decided last minute not to come to the Joshua versus Joseph Parker fight because they wouldn't let him in the ring. You remember? And Eddie Hearn sounded pissed because he wanted to probably have Dillian Whyte pull up on Wilder and try to create that buzz going. And Wilder said, fuck that. If I can't get in the ring, I'm going to tell Sky Sports I'm not coming. I'm going to watch that from the house. And that's what he did. He watched the Parker fight from like home or whatever. So Eddie Hearn was like, yeah, he missed a huge opportunity. He's going to have world media. Now you have Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua admitting that Wilder, off the backs of Joshua's name, has raised his profile. They're admitting this. Shout out to Myron Dinar, $2 super chat. Ego, you see Abel Sanchez call HBO commentary bias? I didn't see that. Where did he say that at? Send me a link. Or tell me how to get there or something. That's weird that he called HBO bias because they say a lot of bias shit for Triple G, but whatever. Yeah, man. I just feel like a lot of what Eddie Hearn has said regarding this thing is, why is Dillian Whyte okay with being a guard dog? They're talking about Luis Ortiz fighting on the undercard of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Why doesn't Dillian White fight Luis Ortiz on the undercard to that fight? You know what I'm saying? That would be a good look. That would be a good look. And a much more meaningful fight than Derek Chisora. You already beat. See, that's what I'm saying. The UK is looking like they looking shaky with these rematches. They're trying to do Anthony Joshua versus Dillian White. Oh my God! I just thought about facts. I just thought about this. Y'all want some facts? If y'all want some facts in the comment section, can I get a hell yeah? If y'all want a little bit of facts before I get out of here, can I get a hell yeah? I just thought of something good. Okay. Do you guys realize if Dillian White fights Derek Chisora in December and then he fights AJ in April at Wembley, that means that Dillian White's last two fights, if those two fights happen, which looks like it could be a game plan, are going to be rematches that don't need to happen? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, Dillian White, you already got past Derek Chisora. It was close. Derek Chisora, I thought, beat you. But if the judges, I thought Derek Chisora won, right? I thought Derek Chisora won that fight. But if he did all that and the judges still didn't see it his way, you know, barring a knockout or like a super dominant performance with knockdowns, which I don't know if it'll be that. Some guys that match up is always going to be back and forth affair. You know what I'm saying? I thought he won the first fight and they still didn't give it to him. So if he did all that and didn't win it, then I don't really see him winning this fight, because even if he does win, they're trying to build up AJ, so he's gonna have to look so impressive and or stop Dillian White and or make it so convincing with knockdowns or some shit to win it, right? So if those two fights happen, that means Dillian White just fought Derek Chisora, a guy he already beat, who I thought beat him, but again, you got to look at it. I thought he beat him, but the judges still didn't give it to him. So, what more does he have to do to beat Dillian White? So, barring a knockout or like super dominant performance, I don't see him giving him the fight. So, that's one fight that Dillian White doesn't even really need, because he already got past him, And then if he fights Anthony Joshua already laid out, he knocked out Dillian White. So that means that, what's up with this UK matchmaking? Like, in terms of two back-to-back fights, if that goes down, which looks like it has a strong chance of being the game plan, why do we need two fights, two rematches like that? And neither one of them absolutely need to happen. That's why they should give us Luis Ortiz in December versus Dillian White, because then the only person who beat Luis Ortiz or even really came close, was Deontay Wilder. I don't remember anyone even coming close. Dillian White's been climbing back up the ladder. He can't fight Gerald Miller because he's fighting on the DAZN card in October, so he's not going to be able to fight in October and realistically be ready by December. So that's a meaningful fight for him. And if you really, Joshua's stock is going to hurt, in my opinion, if he doesn't fight Wilder Fury winner in April. But that's their business if they don't want to do it. But at least if you're going to give us Dillian White versus Joshua, put him through one last test that shows why we need to see a rematch with Anthony Joshua. Because if Dillian White doesn't beat Luis Ortiz, then, why would I have favored him to beat Joshua, a champion that already knocked him out? Does that make any sense to you? So I feel like if you're going to force feed us an AJ versus Dillian White fight, let's see that he can get past another guy who's just there, underneath the champion, I'm a champion level. Oh, shout out to my shooter D. The stream pause? Are y'all getting the stream? Joshua just, after the Povetkin fight, he posted this poll. Look, on his verified account. Cast your votes. It says, who do you want to see him fight? 53% of the people said Deontay Wilder. 42% of the people said Tyson Fury. 5% said Dillian White. And look how many people voted. Almost 500,000. So explain that. Explain that to me. Only 5% of people that voted. Only 5% of the people voted wanted to see Dillian White versus Joshua rematch. So, you know, good luck. If that's who I'm telling you, it's going to be a bad look. Because the fans aren't dumb. You're not going to just be able to move fans around like cattle and just starve us from the fights that they want to see. You get what I'm saying? So, and again, like I said, my honest opinion, I'm being 100% honest and like objective. Even if Eddie Hearn wanted to make Anthony Joshua versus Dillian White, I think if you had to do that fight for April, let's see Dillian White get past one last real big test to show us why we're watching this, you know? And that one big test is no one other than Luis King Kong Ortiz, who the WBC told you to fight. They ordered that fight, you know? Not Kubrat Pulev, not, you know, like somebody else, like, you know, it needs to be Luis Ortiz, because Luis Ortiz proved he's a worthy spoiler, a guy who comes to fight, a guy with the different looks he can give you. Dillian White and Luis Ortiz are about the same height, probably about 6'4", you know. So I don't want to see, me personally, I don't want to see Dillian White versus a guy he already beat on paper, who I thought beat him and they still didn't give it to him. Because again, to me, that stipulates this: if in my opinion Derek Chisora beat him, they fought on the, I remember it clearly because I was in Omaha covering Terrence Crawford's fight with John Molina, but it was on the same night. It was on the card of Anthony Joshua versus Eric Molina, and then Klitschko got on the stage or whatever. So if Dillian White lost, in my opinion, to Derek Chisora and they still gave him the fight, then that means Derek Chisora, to me, would probably have to knock out Dillian White, or at the very least have such a dominant performance where he could show mad separation, which the first fight was close and there was, like, you know, it was just a good clash of styles, but he's gonna have to show so much separation or get a knockout to win. So that doesn't really prove anything if Dillian White, to me, if Dillian White beats him again. But if he beats Luis Ortiz, then that'll show me, like, okay, you know, at least, even though if Joshua absolutely won't fight Wilder Fury next, then that'll show me that, you know, he's the man. If he could beat Luis Ortiz, he's the next best thing outside of the fight we all want to see, which is Joshua becoming undisputed versus Wilder Fury winner. You know, and then see this, I'm gonna tell you how this game works. They don't want to make that. I don't know about Dillian White, because so far he looks like a true fighter. Like, Dillian White seems like he's down to scrap, you know, to be honest. Like, at least his demeanor, you know, that's how he comes across. But Eddie Hearn, I don't know, because see, Eddie Hearn is banking on Dillian. In my opinion, Eddie Hearn is banking on Dillian White for a backup plan if you can't sucker Wilder or Fury to take some low ball offer, or unless they're going to give him a rightful offer, you know. But why didn't they give him a rightful offer this year, and then the fight could have been made? So to me, I really feel like the front runner for Joshua in April is Dillian White. Or unless, like, if Wilder looks vulnerable, then like, if Wilder looked vulnerable and then like barely beat Tyson Fury or something, then maybe they'll go for him in April, because they know there's a lot of pressure to make that fight. Plus, Wilder got, you know, some of his flaws were exposed if Tyson Fury is able to do that. But other than that, I see Dillian White being the front runner for April. So let's see it. Let's see Luis Ortiz and Dillian White. But my thing is, I don't think Eddie Hearn's trying to make that because he knows Luis Ortiz. He managed him for, or he was his promoter for a couple of fights. He knows Luis Ortiz is coming to scrap, and he knows that Luis Ortiz has every potential in the world to play spoiler to anyone in the heavyweight division. And if he plays spoiler to Dillian White, then people are going to want to see AJ versus Luis Ortiz or AJ versus Tyson Fury Wilder winner. That's why I don't think they're going to do it. So, let's see if Eddie Hearn calls my bluff or if they make someone else for Dillian White, You guys got to keep in mind this too. Deontay Wilder, he didn't knock. He knocked out. Let me rephrase that. He knocked out Luis Ortiz, but he didn't knock him out like Spilka. So to me, Luis Ortiz, he's a complete guy, because other guys have been getting knocked out. Like, he was hurt for sure. I'm okay with the knockout. I don't know if this is making sense to you. I'm not saying he didn't get knocked out. He was definitely hurt, and it was a rightful knockout. But I'm saying he wasn't like sleep. Like, he didn't look like when Canelo knocked out Amir Khan, he was sleep. His eyes were open. He was just like, it looked scary. So to me, that shows that Luis Ortiz is still tough. Even though again, I'm not saying it's a premature stoppage or no bullshit like that. I'm just saying Luis Ortiz is tough because Wilder has the power to, like, the way he was going wild at, like, landing some vicious shots, other dudes would have been like knocked the fuck out. Like Eric Molina was out of there. Johan Duhaupas, Likowicz, Spilka, of course. Them dudes was like out of there. So that just shows me Luis he's not gonna go away easy. But like I said, that's a risk that, Eddie Hearn, it seemed like he wants to play it safe. He wants to, milk the UK public with a known veteran name like Derek Chisora, even though people were just saying Derek Chisora was past it until he beat Carlos Takam. But now that he beat Carlos Takam, they're like, aha, we can make some money right here. He beat Takam, so he's coming off of that performance. Now we can have Dillian White, grudge match, which Dillian White, as long as he don't get knocked out, should be favorite to win. Dillian White got good momentum. And then that'll be the preamble to why we sell the public Joshua versus White too. That's what I think it is. Luis Ortiz is just so much of a spoiler. Because Joshua is going to be cornered. If Luis Ortiz upset Dillian White, then Joshua's cornered. Because the public is going to be like, you got to fight Luis Ortiz. You see what he did to Dillian White? Like, hypothetically, if Luis Ortiz beats Dillian White, So they say, hey, if you're not going to fight Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury winner, you're going to have to fight Luis Ortiz. So he's going to be, like, trapped into the public wanting to see him fight one of them three. And I think that's what Hearn knows. That's why he's not trying to make Dillian White. He'd rather just, keep Dillian White in a fight that he already won, which in essence keeps him safer than fighting Luis Ortiz. And then he's strategically, as long as Dillian White doesn't get knocked out, which he didn't get knocked out in the first fight, then now that's the segue into Dillian White versus AJ too. It's crazy. These plans are so easy to see. It's like rookie shit, like little kid like playing it. It's not even like M. Night Shyamalan plot twist type shit. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not even like anything shocking when it happens. Like when Joshua fought Povetkin, I knew something was gonna happen. WBA, they said he has to fight. Convenient, When Joshua turned down 50 mil, but he asked for it, convenient, Dillian White not fighting Luis Ortiz, convenient. I would be surprised. Listen, put it this way. I like being challenged. I put my money where my mouth is. If Dillian White this year in his next fight fights Luis King Kong Ortiz on anybody's card, It could be an independent card, because right now neither one of their fights have been officially made or announced. Let's do a sweepstakes. You guys hold me to this. I like challenges. If Dillian Whyte in his next fight this year fights Luis King Kong Ortiz, then I will do a DAZN sweepstakes. I will give, how much is DAZN? However I have to do it. I'll pay for 10 people to get DAZN. What's that? How much is that? $100? $10 a month? I'll give out DAZN so everyone can watch the fight. You know, I'll give 10 month subscription to DAZN. That's 100. If he fights him next. Let's do it. Let's see. Hey, they so mad. He said, "Shut up, you punk bitch." Listen, the man fans are so scared. I just offered a sweepstakes and he said, "Shut up, you punk bitch." They are so scared of what I'm saying because they know what I'm speaking is that gospel. This shit is funny. So let's see. Like I said, I like competition. I like challenges. See, I'm a man of my word. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll be like, oh, I was wrong, you know. So let's see. If Dillian Whyte, when his fight gets announced, I'll give out free DAZN subscriptions and pay so you guys can watch it. You know, I'll do a sweepstakes. I know it. I have a new way. I'll show you when the time comes. But I have a new way to pick winners. You know, that's all fair and all random. So we'll see. We'll see if, and the thing is, it should be happening because the WBC ordered this fight. So it's actually a fight that should be. I shouldn't even have to, you know, I shouldn't even have to come out the pocket to see this. You know, I shouldn't have to come out of pocket and to see some shit the WBC ordered. You know what I'm saying? But hey, let's see. We'll see what happens. I don't mind. Of course, Ortiz is avoided. He's still viewed as high risk, low reward. That's why I want to see, like, you know, that's why I like challenges like this, because whatever is right for boxing, you know. King Snake, $5 super chat. Ego is the truth. You know what? I'll do 11. He just met me halfway with the super chat. I'll do 11. I'll do 11 DAZN subscriptions. I'll buy it so you can watch the fight. Fair? He just met me halfway, so I just added another one on, you know. You know, I'll fuck around and do a live stream show in all the super chats. You know, we'll do whatever. Everything that we'll have, you know, I want to do stuff like that. That's going to be fun. You know, that's going to be fun. It'd be every super chat. Like, every super chat I get, you know, it will go towards that. DAZN subscriptions. If the right fights are made like that. You know, I'll figure out the rules. But I'll do it. As of right now, I'll do 11. I'll do 11. See, what other channel, you know, puts their own money up? That's where I'm from. That's the era I'm from. Put up or shut up. So if Eddie Hearn makes Dillian Whyte versus Luis Ortiz, that's a great fight next for boxing. Because the proof is in the pudding. Only 5%. Look. See, Dillian Whyte, only 5% of the people. The 53% and 42% of people want to see Joshua fight two guys that are fighting each other. Do you get what I'm saying? Only 5% of 500,000 people, rounded up roughly, want to see the Dillian Whyte rematch. So what I'm saying is, as boxing fans, even if you want to press that, only 5% of the people on Joshua's own page voted for Dillian Whyte. So to me, put Dillian Whyte in a last good fight to show why we're watching a rematch. And that last one would be Luis Ortiz. Be hilarious if the super chats boycott that day. Listen, I've never had a day where super chats boycott. So Yeah, that would be hilarious, but it's never happened, you know. And even if it did happen, I'll put up my own money. It don't matter. Money's money. Who cares about it, you know? So I care about what's right and the growth of this sport. So there you have it, the Vampire Stream. Let me know what you guys think. We'll stay tuned. The press tour. I'm probably gonna go to the LA stop. You know, it's about to get cracking. I can't wait to see what they have to say to each other. Tyson Fury's a showman. Wilder's a showman. What happened to all the people? Listen, what happened to all the people? What happened to all the people that said the fight's not happening? That's all I want to know. Where are they? Where are they now? They said it's not happening no more. Looking shaky, baby. Smash the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next stream, it's Ego signing off.